for this?
Right on.
Right on. Right on. So we are doing a TBR sub 2.5 zone 2 ride. It says actually it's Tuesday, but you know what? It's Monday where I am. So all good. But there you go. There's your answer. Because most of the guys are Australians. Good for them. Good for them. They already in a Tuesday. All right, good for you guys. So what we're gonna do today here is we're gonna do it nice and chill. And the reason why I'm doing it because yeah, yesterday I took a day off from cycling, which is totally fine. Which is totally fine. Howdy. And we will do an easy peasy ride. I actually choose my carbon bike from Zwift to give that more mileage and upgrade that bike to the most possible way in order to unlock the Tron upgrade process. So that's all my thought process on this one here. But other than that, yes, yesterday and today, this morning, my brother-in-law gave me a shout. He needed some help in his front yard. He wanted to put a patio. Not like a wooden patio. He kind of has like a flat ground there, all dirt. And he said like, I'm not planting grass anymore. This is all BS here. I do it all with gravel and put a concrete, maybe slabs down there to create a seating area and so on. So we did a, what is it called? Perimeter, like the border, 2x4s. Put that in there, a little bit of a retaining wall there, and yeah, we had to take all the gravel from the back of the property in the front of the property. Yeah, that was the real labor. And this morning we leveled it all out, and then we laid concrete slabs, 90 pounds, 45 kilogram each, and that was 64 piece. 64, yeah, in general. So yeah, that was quite a little bit of a workout. So I'm trying to, chill a little as I work different muscle groups, my back, and so on. And today we're gonna go and do an easy peasy shakeout right here with the guys from TBR. Whew. All right, so we're back in the group and we can chat about God and the world in the chat. So you guys come in and we take it from here. 75 minutes ahead of us, so nothing to worry about. Nobody will be cut short. It says 75 minutes. I don't know if we're gonna do the all because I'm pretty tired. I didn't really sleep well tonight. 3.5 hours wasn't enough. It was too freaking hot, and I don't know what was happening. Oh, you know what? I think I had like 2 beers. I know I'm a wimp now. 2 beers, alcohol. My body is not really used to alcohol processing it anymore. Shouldn't have. But you know what? Felt good at the time. Was it me keeping awake? I don't know. I think it's just a heat and uncomfortableness. So yeah, that's just me. What's new? What's rocking? We are at the beginning, almost the beginning of September, and that means indoor season, Zwift season is kicking into high gear, and everybody is probably setting up their pain caves. And here Lewis plays games, is asking, how much was the bike sim? That is a good question. That varies actually, and that is all depends on you, Lewis. So I have a normal road bike or TT bike here, and that bike I have the back wheel detached and I have it plugged into a trainer. Yes, that's the cost. And there are different trainers available with different quality. I'm having a Tax Neo, and the Tax Neo is around, I think, $1,200 Canadian. Let's call it $1,000 US dollars. You get a rough idea. Depends where you buy it. And this one is a very old version. You probably get this one on Facebook Marketplace for like $300, which is totally fine. There are better ones. I think Neotax 2 and Flux and whatever, if we stay with that. But you can go to Zwift.com and they have a hardware catalog there, and you can like spend whatever you want. The best bang for your buck is you're gonna get the combo. I think it's an elite trainer, and then you get that Zwift bike, which you cannot take outside, but it's very much integrated into the game because you can use the little settings, the little controllers in the front, where you can activate your power-ups, you can steer, you can like, it's pretty epic. And the gear shift is smoother. This one is actually like, yeah, it's like manual, it's pure hardware here. It's not electronic where somebody like just adjusts the resistance here. No, you really have to change the gears, and it will simulate like really much riding outside. Yep. So, but yeah, $1,000. I feel like you're in it. Zwift subscription. I think it's roughly $20 Canadian. So that's your gym membership back then. But boy, can you do a lot. You can obviously have a group, right? What I do right now here with friends and family. You can explore these worlds on your own, select some badges for doing so, and unlock more kits and gear as you go along. You can race against each other in random races or in leagues. You could do time trials with a team or alone. You can use structured workouts. If you're a beginner or pro, there's something for you here, I tell you that. So I cannot advertise Zwift enough. It's great software, great simulation. I think you got it there. Great sim. So yeah, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, there are other things, third-party plugins you can overlay, more graphics when it comes to racing. I do that when I race. I think tomorrow is a club level race. Subscribe, follow, and you can see that tomorrow you get notified when I'm on. It's a little bit earlier than today, the race tomorrow. So it's approximately in, let's say, 20 hours from now. You see the action. Yeah, different like race formats, points race, scratch race, team races, and club rider race is a team race where 5 against 5 racing against each other, and you have to score 1, 2, 3 in position or more on different placing, but you have to have better placing overall than the team you're racing against. So you don't really have to win the race, but if you come second, third, and fourth and fifth, you probably win it. So good stuff. Another thing which is great on Zwift, people always forget. Yeah, you can ride outside, which is great, which I love to do too. And it really helps your handling abilities, steering a bike, leaning into corners, and so on. Dealing with crosswinds, braking, real braking, how quick can you brake and how not. So, but what is great with Zwift is the risk of getting run over by a truck, by a person who's on the phone, not seeing you in the glare of the sun, smoking at a traffic light where you have to stop and so on. And just these little announces which I feel are worth going on a trainer at home, because if you do like longer rides, like 100 kilometers on the trainer, you can just fall off the bike and you're right in the shower or right next to your fridge. Sometimes after 100 kilometers you fall off the bike and you're somewhere in a ditch 40 kilometers away from home. You have to call a cab, something else. So it's, yeah, different. Tell you that it's different. And I forgot actually to stop my workout here. All good. So yeah, I hope that answers your question, Lewis. $1,000 or less if you can find everything on Facebook Marketplace. Probably cheaper. What do you need to run this software? Is a PC or an iPhone or an Android device or Apple TV. I might be missing something here. Where you install the software and then the software connects with your trainer where your bike is hooked up, and then the software puts your resistance on that trainer based on your profile and the power you're putting out. And Bob is your uncle. That's it. The rest is gamification. There's some power-ups here. For example, the one I have here is like an aero power-up, which if I launched it, I would get 15 seconds a better drag coefficient, which will make me go through this peloton here if I would have the same power as these guys, just because I'm more like aerodynamic. There are other power-ups like being lighter, which helps on the uphill, or getting heavier, which helps on the downhill, as well as ghosts, which makes you disappear for 15 seconds. That's great when you're racing and you want to start an attack. Yeah, surprise attack, doable. And there is a draft man, which will make the draft, the person in front of you, probably bigger, so you actually don't have to put that much power out in the paddle to latch back on, which is the case right now here. So I will fire up my arrow here just to make the brake a little bit easier on me. When you see the group stretching this way, you know the pace is getting higher. So yeah, all little nuances. It's a craft to do that. Definitely a craft. Tell you that. Alrighty. Oh, I see what's happening here. I think the peloton wants to get these like flyers off the front. I think I'll give myself a little bit more fan here. So this is going to be a good sweat here, I tell you that. I haven't done that much. And yeah, I need these like zone 2 rides, and you need them too, I tell you that. If you're going to lock in your gains, do some easy riding. I mean, it's brutally hot right now. It's, what is it, like 32 or is it 96 Fahrenheit or something? Yeah, it's cooking. So I'll try to keep it together here, but doing a slow burn, staying in the draft, having liquid appropriately. So that's the plan. times. Darren Bandit says, right on, buddy. Thanks, Darren. Darren, now you raced Airco Series. Not chasing yellow, what was that? Not chasing red. What were we chasing? Each other, for sure. I don't even know anymore. Pink, chasing pink. Pink. It was more like the Diridaya. Diodetaya. You guys gonna keep it nice and easy, guys, okay? I have to pedal light actually, meaning high RPMs, meaning less power, but you have to push that power more often, the less power one. It's just a way of like avoiding lactate assembling in your, or building in your muscles. Gives you a different cadence. If you're a triathlon guy like myself, the last 10 minutes of your bike segment, highly recommend going into higher cadence. Obviously depends on the profile you're on, but go into higher cadence because it simulates more running. So yeah, don't push the big rims and wheels around the whole time. So and when you get off the bike you feel very fatigued. So loosening up last 10 minutes on the bike will help, maybe even early last 15, because you want to start preparing for it, meaning going over your change of gear mentally. Then you want to probably maybe put some gels on board, get them in before we start running a marathon. That's the Ironman distance I do normally. So before it all starts going like this for 3-4 hours. Yeah. I'll bring you some more graphics and you can see what I normally use for racing simulation. Shows you placing people in my category or race or group. I will show everybody now, but gives you a different kind of like gauge on the screen, the draft, my heart rate. It's more in your face, because if you're racing there's not that much looking around, that much. Alfredo! How you doing, my friend? Thanks for coming in, Alfredo. I know, you know, sometimes it just needs that one stream, that one guy who says, don't go for a race, go for an easy, like, social ride first. Get to know your gear again. Fall in love all over with the draft, with the group dynamics. Do one day, easy ride right now, zone 2. And then the next day, yeah, you might feel a bit itchy. Go and join a race, like what's this called? Kick and Sprint right now. Zwift Series. Outer Scotland, perimeter. Good race to be in, tell you that. I'm probably gonna do it maybe Wednesday or Friday if I can. I have 2 ladder races coming up on Tuesday, tomorrow, and Thursday. And I think it is actually on the same course. Tomorrow is gonna be Yorkshire. Ugh. Not a big fan of Yorkshire. I know how you feel about that, but Yorkshire is always pain. I don't know why. It just doesn't sit well with me, all these courses in Yorkshire, that round. I know. Probably not as famous in general. But one of the better routes are, yeah, Scotland is awesome. Even though it's a smaller road. Makuri, love Makuri. Little Tokyo, or like out in the sands. I love these courses too. Utopia, the classics. Sure, why not? Good times, always good times. But yeah, again, like if you come in back into Zwift, or you haven't started Zwifting, just like explore the world, get familiar with the game, get familiar how the power-ups work, get familiar how to be in a draft in a bigger group as well as in a smaller group. And if you have a steering enabled, you have these controllers, play around with that too. You see, you can go in and out, which will affect the wattage you have to put out if you go out of the draft or not. So yeah, lots of stuff to learn, to tune in, to fine tune. And it always changes a little bit with each update. Not by much, but Zwift always keeps you on your toes for the next update. I don't know, it is what it is.
Explore new ways to tune into your music with Spotify Premium. Smart Shuffle adds recommendations into your playlist to show you new sounds. Or you can make music a shared experience when you host a jam, where you and your friends can add songs and listen in together. Tap the banner to learn more.
Rudra G. You want to play this game? Get yourself a bike and Zwift and get it all started. You find every information on Zwift.com if you want. I actually have a link in my bio actually. If you're gonna use that, you actually get free membership for a certain amount, I think 1 month free. I get something too, but don't worry about it. I would support it even if I don't get it. It's great. Yeah, you know what? I call that esports. You know, I know some people play a lot of games sitting on their chairs and playing Counter-Strike, and some are very active games actually with like controllers where you have to move via glasses. This one gets you in shape, I tell you that. If you start doing it, you get addicted to it as some other games, but this addiction can be quite good because man, you will change. It's very competitive. I love it, and there's different groups, different levels. where you can race and measure up against each other. Great sport, I tell you that. Ruler G. Go for it, give it a try. Check it out, do some research online. You can like follow my channel. I have a lot of races posted. It's pretty, yeah, it's epic, exactly as you say. It's epic. And yeah, side effect is you get in freaking shape. And your gaming is limited, as you know, maybe for an hour or two at first. And it depends what you're gonna do. You can join leagues and single races, or just buzz around in the worlds and upgrade your bike and gear and all that stuff and reach different levels. Actually, I'm at level 99. One more level to go, and I have unlocked all the levels there. Ula, you thank you for subscribing. You said that. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Check out some racing of mine where the action really goes down. It's like me on the limit. Not so much talking. I tried to comment that to you, but my breath is on the limit as the other guys I'm racing against. They're on the limits too. So it's brutal, but boy, it is so much fun. Very realistic when it comes to, like, you know, the physics in the game, but boy, yeah, check it out, give it a try. Oh, I'm the last guy in this group. Sometimes I just like get a little bit lost in my conversations. They don't know my positioning, but as long as you have draft, you're fine. You can make it back on. Here we go. Get a drink, buddy. Totally transparent here, but there are other games too compared to Zwift, like from Garmin, from Tracks, from My Whoosh, and so on. So full disclosure, check them all out, but I feel Zwift is the benchmark, and for me it's not much of compromise. Yes, the graphic can be always better, but it's a game, you know, and you want to make it accessible for everybody in a certain way. If you're gonna go too crazy with graphics, you know how it is. You have to upgrade your PC or your phone or your Apple TV or wherever you host that game on and play it. So this one is just fine. All right, let's talk about what's new, what's coming in our direction. And I mentioned it at the beginning. It is almost September. Indoor season's coming up. Indoor riding season has some environments where you might cycle outside are not really that hospitable or not really good riding conditions on the road. So indoor season Zwift is when people coming indoors and start Zwifting and racing against each other. And they're good outdoor riders for sure, coming back online, testing against each other. And there's one racing league I would highly recommend you guys joining, and maybe you guys find a team, check it out. It's the Zwift Racing League. So what this is all about, the ZRL, you find yourself a team, you join, and I think it's a team out of 6, where you join 4 races. I think the first race is actually a TTT. You actually riding against the clock, not against the other people, but you're riding as a 6er group and the first 4 which cross the line, there will be a timestamp, and if you're quicker than other teams, you placing accordingly, you get points for that, and then you get ranked in the table. So having said that, that's the first stage. Coming up, I think mid-September, I feel like, or yeah, early September, and then we have the Zwift racing stages where you race in a big crowd with your 6 teammates, and you're racing for just placing. You have to finish as high as you can, and so your other teammates, and that will be accumulated with points, with finishing points. I mean, if you accumulate the most finishing points based on your placing, you will get the overall point for that stage compared to other teams, and you get ranked again in a table, and it affects how you do in a TT. And these races are scratch race, where you have exactly the same thing, big group, 6 riders in your teams, you're racing against everybody, but there are some segments on the course, like sprint segments, or which are like where you have to be the first of the line, maybe at the half mark point of that race, or you have to be in that segment the fastest of the line, you get the extra points, and all these points accumulate to your end position, and your teammates do the same, and hopefully you have the most points with your team, and you rank high up again against other teams. It's quite good. See, there's a noise. I know, what are you saying? Is it too windy for you? I'm trying to be as fast as possible with the wind, but it's tough for me as I'm sweating like a pig here on these Zone 2 rides. I need the cooling, so I hope the voice is loud enough. Attack, attack! Ooh, Balmiki! Hey, buddy! Yeah, it's not a race like that. It's just a Zone 2 ride for me in a social ride. I know there's ranking 78 people and I'm like almost dead last, but no placing here. Tomorrow is race day. Today is just chilling in the group. Doesn't matter where I place here, won't affect my scores. So all good, but appreciate motivation. Always good. Subscribe, come back tomorrow, man. We need you. We need you in the chat. Brownie 98, how I can talk mid-race. This one is actually not a race. I know it looks like one, but it is the TBR sub 2.5. So everybody is riding around 2.5 watts per kilo, more in the front than in the back. And I'm just using this as like a Zone 2 ride. My heartbeat right now is 112, 113. And my range of Zone 2 is 110 to 130. So I'm trying to stay in that range. I can easily talk. You know when you're in Zone 2, if you can talk like me. If you're talking like this, like and I cannot really talk anymore, you have trouble breathing, then you're probably in Zone 3 or 4. Okay? So it's not a race, it's more like a chill ride. But having said that, there are some races which you roll out like this on a flat course and you still can talk because the tempo is high, but you still can chill in a draft a little bit if you race smart. I try to do that, but yeah, when I race, not so much commentary on my end, I tell you that. Check out my other racing videos, so yeah. What is my max heart rate? That's a good question. It's relative because my max heart rate could be way higher or way lower to you Pietro, Cara, I think my max is like 184 respectively. That's where I really suffer. I think I have seen 190 as well. But as we get older, your max heart rate comes down. And that depends, or you can delay it by training efficiently, so you can keep it up high up there. But that depends on your age. So yeah, sorry about that. What sort of watts are you riding at, Brownie98? Good question. You see the watts at the top left on my screen, or if you are on YouTube Shorts, you see it at the bottom right here, this little gauge. It says power, 170-ish right now. So I try to stay under 200 in these like zone 2 rides, and that depends on where I am in the draft. But yeah, it's roughly around there. That's a easy ride. When I race close to my FTP, that's the threshold power, which you can hold for 20 minutes or longer, and which is, if you train efficient enough, that's me right now speaking, totally different to other people, it's around 290-ish watts. So yeah. But that changes from race to race. If there's a shorter race, like let's say it's barely 20 minutes, it can be close to that, like 289. But if it's a longer race, let's say hour and a half or 2, it's probably more towards 260 in average. Can I sup? So now, I mean, you can come in and ride with me if you want. You have a Zwift account, just join me. Follow me on Zwift on your companion app and you join me right there. Do you ever ride outside? Yes, Brownie, yes, I do. And you know what? I admit I ride more inside than outside because it's very convenient for me. Because I have to get that with work and weather. I live in Canada. I live a little bit out here, so there are a lot of bears and wildlife around. Not that bears will attack riders, but I like my four wheels, and I don't have to watch out for semi-truck drivers and so on. So it's very efficient when it comes to training. But I love riding outside, as you can really, like, you know, lean into corners and draft like this position here. As a triathlon guy, you have to train to be aerodynamic, to be in this position for a long period of time. That doesn't matter on inside. You still get a draft. What is the comparison between indoor and outdoor? Yeah, I'll give you some pros and cons. Indoor, the pros, okay? Very, very controlled environment. As I have my drinks right here, my fans going, I can control everything. Even like the coldness, the warmness. So I have pretty much everything on hand, which is a lot of pros. The cons compared to outside is that you're losing your ability, like, you know, to ride your bike properly. That means like handling skills, you know, reaction time, steering, because my steering is kind of like locked. I can steer like on the controller left and right, but outside you want to be prepared for crosswinds. You have to look ahead for flats or like for stones or something glass on the road. So you need to be aware of your surroundings outside. So yeah, but it's mainly about handling skills, braking. What are you training for? What I'm training for? Good question. First of all, I'm actually trying to get my ass out of bed and trying to stay fit. I'm a father of 2, and my kids, they're keeping me active, so I have to stay in shape. But having said that, I do Ironman training. I do Ironmans every year. I haven't done one this year, so the next one is coming up in November. in November, around like, I would say 80 days from now. And it's the Ironman full distance in Arizona, close to Phoenix. Yeah, so Ironman triathlon is kind of long distance triathlon where you swim 3.8 kilometers, you bike 180 kilometers, and then you run a marathon of 40.2 kilometers. So that's what I'm training for, or stay fit about it. I have done, I think 14 or 15 now, trying to do that every year, once or twice. I mean, yeah, COVID is between there, and babies, being a father, business. Yeah, it's a lot of like organizational stuff. You need to manage your training and incorporate these like races as your family vacation, which is always like my wife. I don't know if she really likes it, but yeah, still a good time. Yeah, my wife is actually, she rides on her Powerthon, which is great classes for her. She has a Zwift account too, but she likes the instructor kind of like atmosphere. It's an even more guided process. And maybe that's missing at Zwift. If you really want to like notch it up Zwift, you have paid people like me. I can work for Zwift. I'm just kidding. I have other stuff to do. But you're gonna do like rides like that. Here's, for example, a ride leader marked in yellow. He could certainly do more instructions, give more instructions of when to push, when to come back, what to do. But it's all about like keeping people together, you know? Because as soon as somebody pushes too hard and you lose the draft, you're out of the group. So it's hard to do. But there are certain workouts at Zwift where you only have to pedal 10 watts per 10 watts and you still stay in the group, which is great. So it is doable. But yeah, maybe not so much Zwift style. Love your questions, Brownie. You're really keen to find out what's going on. I love it. And you know what? It's the right thing. You know, ask questions in your life. If you don't know, ask. I'm happy to transfer knowledge as much as I can. If you consider knowledge, sure. But yeah, I'm always happy to give my 2 cents to people, as I have seen and felt a lot in Zwift and Ironman to my body. So I have experience when it comes to sports. What I don't have experience with is haven't found the right bike pants for me. Bike pants always look like when you walk in the hallway, you have like a dump in your pants, but it needs the right cushion, the right material to be comfortable on the saddle. It is essential to have a good bike fit, or to be comfortable on the bike, to have fun on the bike, especially on longer rides. So you can play around with like saddle heights, your handlebars, and so on. But having a good bike pants or bike bibs, are they called, is good too. It just should feel like butter, as well as the good saddle to connect them, because that's the point where you connect your body with the bike the most. All right, we have 23 minutes left of our 75-minute ride, so that actually flew by because of you guys in the chat, actually, which is great. I love that when time just flies by, because the goal was for me in this ride to shake out the legs. I've done like some garden work the last 1.5 days. This morning I ended it for my brother-in-law, and it's not really the preferred work or muscle group I want to activate, so that's why I needed to jump on a bike, shake out everything to go back in my routine and my groove, which is mainly the legs carrying me on my bike as well as on my run. And yeah, that's what I train the most. So if somebody said I skip leg day, it's more the other side. I skip arm days a lot. Sorry, wifey. I don't know, she likes the buff kind of guys, maybe. I don't know. I love to stay on top of my endurance. I don't need that much muscle bulking out, as muscle is heavy and you still have to move it on the marathon. So I haven't seen a bodybuilder winning a marathon yet. Maybe there is one, but yeah. There you go. Now we're activating the feather, which is the power up, which makes us, I believe, 15% lighter than we actually are. So that helps, especially on the uphills, take off the pressure from the pedal. Or it gives you an advantage if you stay on. Certain power-ups you want to use at certain times. That can be segment or course specific, as well as race specific if you want to break away or want to bridge onto another group. Yeah, like cycling is very much strategy. It's not just like head down and paddling. It's very much finding the right people in the peloton, getting away, forming a breakaway, or pushing the power at certain spots to catch people when they may or may not be on the gas. Here we go. What's going on? 150 kilometers remaining until my next upgrade, which is great. I need that. I'm doing these rides here with a bike, which is the carbon Zwift bike, which I decided to upgrade. But I need to put some kilometers on it. So yeah, that's why I'm paddling this one. Not quite the best one, but it's alright. It's alright. I still have my old sweaty gun shirt on here. Boy, making this ride, making this shirt actually, really like, why? If you guys are tuning in right now, this is not a race, guys. It's a social ride, TBD, organized social ride. We're all trying to stay around 2.5 or lower watts per kilo. Shaking out the legs for tomorrow's race coming up, ladder race, Yorkshire. I think it's called Dutchy Estate or something. It's a word I absolutely don't. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. Yorkshire. It's tough. Music always helps doing rides like that. Supports the rhythm you're cycling in, RPMs maybe, keeps you motivated. If you have the right songs on. Holy smokes, Rhett is going. I'm just trying to give everybody a ride on here, so in that group, right? Mark Finney. Thanks, Mark. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for the ride on, buddy. Appreciate it. I always appreciate seeing your name popping up. So, last 10 minutes. We are on the bike for close to an hour here now. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know it's not racing on the screen you might want to see, but it's important. And it's very important. Cannot stress enough to do rides like that, because that is the foundation for racing. Do easy rides. This one was more like a lower zone 2 shakeout ride, which is important when it comes to like muscle fatigue or racing a lot and then have to dial back a little. So yeah, do these with your buddies and you will be fine for the longer ride, group rides, as well as you know how to draft. And you last longer here in these rides, so yeah. And Lara said it right on. Thanks, Lara. Nine minutes. I think we will have one more climb in here until we descend into the aqua tunnel. Therefore, racing, there are certain spots you need to know in each world, which are key sections for racing. If you accelerate there, most likely you will create a gap or put something in action which make other people suffer to catch back up. I still catch a few people I have not given a ride on because they weren't in range. I think it's a 5-meter radius I can give ride-ons with my controllers here, holding Z pressed. Okay, you know what? It's enough. See you, Chris. See you, good morning. No, it's not me. Oh, today I will have a good nap. A good sleep, I tell you that. I need good sleep. You're welcome. So we are in the last phase of signing off here. Everybody says thank you, handshakes, hugs, kisses before they all part ways, and that group kind of like splits up and people like are being released in the normal world. Most people like sign out and are done with the ride, which is great. Some keep on pedaling in the group because they're still locked in on the same course, which is fine too. So I'm okay letting go whenever here. I'm just gonna like stay close to the group, as I would like to finish in a bunch. Yeah, you can just like drop back off and just make sure you pedal another 4 minutes and 40 seconds, and you get the jersey most likely, and the route badge if you haven't done the full course yet. Yeah, so all good. Oh, my bum hurts. Isn't funny? Again, these bips are not good. So my reserve pants. I have to do laundry today. Sports laundry only. My wife doesn't touch my gear. Too sticky, says. All right. I'm not a hockey player yet. I know. I know, I wish I would be a drummer. One another life. Not that it will sound like that, but it's just like the movement. So, even the right leader can be wrong. as I thought this was the last hill, but now one last go up this uphill segment, push it hard to get over, and that's it. And then we finish with downhill. See how fast the speed is now? You're like a snake on the mini map here. Like that's the point where if you overdo it, lactate will go back into your muscle, and we want to avoid that right now. So we're not gonna push. We just let it ease out here. And that's this group ride done and dusted. Boom. Thank you very much. And I'll leave it cool on. That's fine. Get me back in my normal jersey. That's the coalition jersey I used to wear. Still wearing it. So, I think we're gonna make the 45 full, and it's just on map. You just cruising up, maybe like 46 actually. Super easy. So again, pay attention to your zone 2 rides, easy rides. I know not everybody's doing it. So get yourself a good foundation before you start going hard. You have to go slower first before you go faster. Alright, and now it doesn't make sense at first, but you will see what I mean when you're in the process and see results. Being consistent. Having more or less a structured training plan you follow, and do what your body tells you. Sometimes your body says no and you need to listen. Okay, even though maybe your Garmin app shows you can go full blast.
At home or out and about, make your music move with you. With Premium, you can download your music at higher quality.
That is.
Listen to songs ad-free
That's
and
Spotify.
play them in any order. Tap the banner to learn more.
The most unofficial sponsor in this stream. All right. So don't worry about it. Listen to your body. Your body can be your best coach. You just need to find out which language, which voice your body is speaking to you. That can be the language over pain, mental, or sounds a little like tweaking shoulder, which is probably not your shoulder, it's probably like your lower back or something unaligned. So you might be aware of that. So all good. Having said that, that's it for me. You guys have a good one. I wish you a pleasant week, and I see you tomorrow, probably in around 20 hours, for the next racing action sweater race. Okay, bye bye, guys. Over